today's session.
Yeah, Rupali, continue. Cannot hear you.
Okay, am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Okay. So, good evening, all. And PMI Pit Stop team welcomes you on this sixth webinar today. The topic of the webinar is effective material management in construction projects. And it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our speaker today, who is going to talk about how one can ensure the availability of required material at project site throughout the project. Our speaker is a project management advisor and coach. He has over 28 years of industry experience and runs a project management advisory firm, pmware. He is an active volunteer of PMI. He has chaired the translation committee for translating PMBOK Guide, 5th edition in 2013 and 6th edition in 2070 in Hindi. He is one of the driving force behind the Project Managers Club of Pune, PMCP, in association with College of Engineering Pune, COEP. Vivek is passionate about project management. He advises organization to develop project management processes, its implementation at work, and set up project management system. He also helps organization to adapt project management practices to reap the benefits. He regularly conducts publicly and cooperate training programs on advanced project management, leadership skill, project management fundamentals, Microsoft Project, PMP certification, and customized programs targeted to specific needs and issue of the organization. So please all join me in welcoming Mr. Vivek Prakash. Vivek, thank you for accepting our invite, and we are looking forward for your session.
Thank you very much for this nice introduction. Uh, uh, you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
okay, sure. Great. So thank you very much. And thanks for inviting me on this. And thankful to all of you for allowing me to share my thoughts and my experience. Uh, what I'm going to show is what I have experienced and have trying to do some improvement on one of our client actually. So whatever I'm showing you is something we have really doing and still doing and further improving it actually. So the everything is about material management, but what we are going to discuss a portion of material management is not the entirely project management, the material management. Material management has several aspects. So we will discuss one aspect of that.
Vivek, there is I think someone mentioning can't hear. So, hello, Shiv. I think we are able to hear Vivek. Can you please check your audio settings? Okay, I think he's able to hear now. Vivek, you can start.
Okay, great. So I hope he can hear me now. Okay, so 1 minute. So for the people who have like new to construction projects, or the people who are not having that understanding of material management or material, the involvement of material and the importance of material in the construction project, for those people, I just give you a little brief what the material management really mean. So what material management is all about is like uh, construction projects required a lot of raw material to be constructed. As you know that bricks, some samples are, you can see on the picture image on the slide, And you can imagine that similar, and you may not be, you probably, when I will show you the list of these material, then you will realize that how complex it can be. So the whole idea here is of managing material on the construction project is identifying what material is required, then sourcing that material at a reasonable cost, okay, and making it available at the right place at the right time, so that the project continues without any hindrance or without any blockers or without any impediments in today's terms as such. Okay, and a lot of delays do happen because of this. Now, how complex it can become and what is its role in the overall project? You can say almost 60 to 70% of the cost of the total project goes into material. So if you are controlling material back very well, you have a control of 60 to 70% of the cost of the project. Now everything else is just small 30-40% max to max. And a large number of projects get delayed, many times significantly delayed, because the required material is not available. Just look at it. Some construction is to be done. Out of that, let's say 15-20 materials will be required. Even a single material is not there. Out of though how small it is doesn't matter. Your work does not progress. So work come to the hold or maybe slow down if the people see that the raw material is not getting replenished. Therefore, now because the project, the primary goal of the project, the cost and the time, both are largely depend upon the material. In the construction project, a poorly executed strategy of material management will significantly delay the project, will make it overrun, and because of that, it will decrease the profitability. On the other side, if we master it and execute our prepare and a strategy for managing the material and execute it well, we will significantly save cost, we can significantly save our time, we can deliver on time and improve the efficiency of the project. Okay. Now look at this. Look at some cases as such. A project manager is there. A project manager is there, and it's not a very uncommon scenario. Urgently call the purchase manager to buy some cement bulker. Cement bulker are the tankers. You can say what you have seen water tankers. So a similar to tanker, there is a cement bulker, which is a container filled with the cement, having a considerable amount of cement coming over there. So urgently asking that, can you order it immediately and can bring it here so that we can cast our slab or whatever the construction work to be done with this cement. Now look at it. If this happens, there is a at least 4 days of lead time is required. Like when you order and the cement company immediately ship it on the order, you will get it in 4 days. So if you have a processing time of order 1 day or 2 days, add that to this. And if the cement company has tankers in queue, these bulkers in queue to be sent to other customers, and your number is after 1 day, or the kind of bulker you need that's not available, and it is available after 1 day or 2 days, as the circumstances are be, you can add those days into that. So maybe 6 to 7 or 8 days is you can consider that as the whole work will be delayed. More time it happens, more it happens. If it happens on the project 4 times, your project get delayed by 1 month. Look at the second case. The contractor coordinator, contractors, the people who are working exactly. So normally the builders or the real sponsors are not working, but they contracted out and the contract labor is working. They are doing this contract labor is the contractor is doing the is laying the tiles, and it says that the adhesive is reducing, it's depleting, yeah, and but the company is in process of buying it, but by the time it buy it, it is already finished. Now when the adhesive is finished, even everything, all tiles, cement, every other material is there, because adhesive is finished, the work will come to the halt. It will fully stop until you have the adhesive. Either you buy it from the alternate source in urgency, you will lose the bargain power and buy it at the higher cost, and effort, put lot of efforts, energy, time consumption, everything. Why it has happened? Because you couldn't buy adhesive in time. So this is another thing which is happening. Now look at it. If the material is not reaching on time or is not available on time, what will happen? The work either will stop or slow down. Like in the previous case, the work stops. In the previous case, the case number 1, the work is already delayed. And if the contractor labor see that the raw material is not getting replenished, and they know that after a certain time they have to stop, what naturally happens, they even do not do it intentionally. It's just naturally happen that it they slow down the work. You know, the work like fill the available time. So when they say that it's not really, they have more time and they actually slow down the work. And if work stops and remain stopped for some time, the labor contractor will not bear the losses, right? What it will do, it will relocate the labor to some other work where the labor can be utilized, and and they can be paid actually. Otherwise, contractor has to pay from his pocket, which he will never like to do. So what will happen? The labor will get relocated. What will happen? Because labor get relocated, if your material has come now, it will take time to disengage the labor from the alternative work and bring it back to the original work. So that time you will lose. That for the time the labor was not working and not relocated, they were sitting idle, not working. Switching the work is also has its own toll on the efforts, and therefore you lose further. You reduce your productivity. If you buy the material in urgency from the other sources, you pay a higher cost. Your anyway, because your productivity is getting lesser, your cost become higher, right? Because this is delaying the project which was actually done for like scheduled for 1 year, make complete in 1 month, 1 year 1 month, 1 year 2 months, and therefore your team is still longer on the project, burning more money and time as such. Overall, you lose the bargain power because you are in need, not the other people, right? And then uh, delayed the income. Why delayed the income? Because the project which is supposed to complete in one year start bringing the money after 1 year, but because it doesn't complete, it completes in 1 year 1 month, 1 year 2 month, 1 year 6 month, whatever it is. Whenever it completes, the income will start generating from that time. So your income will get delayed. You are paying more and income is getting delayed. So double losses basically. Now let's look at this. What is the solution and how, the project we are talking about, and how on this project we're trying to find the solution for this. What is this project? This project has overall 8 buildings, two 19-floor buildings and 6 23-floor buildings. And total complex, it's a total complete complex and having total capacity of over 700 apartments in the whole complex. It's fairly large complex. And in 700 apartments, you can expect that more than 2,500 people will going to stay. So you need apartments, you need the infrastructure for them. So a clubhouse facility, sport facility, swimming pool, party hall, landscape, the stay, the event organization, event facilities. These facilities the builders are providing, and then the other infrastructure like water supplying, drainage, underground parking, podium parking, underground drainage, right? Wastewater management, wet waste recycling. All these things are also has to be part of it. So it's a fairly large project. Now, what we are trying, so this is you can imagine this is the, yeah, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 buildings as such, and then this whole infrastructure, the clubhouse, swimming pool and other sports facilities, and then the other amenities here, and the infrastructures like recycling plant and other things you are not visibly, right? They are put some in some corner, but they are quite technically challenging as such. Now, what are the challenges actually which we are trying to solve? First of all, the right estimation of the material, right? Second thing, that balancing between the large one-time purchase and just-in-time purchase. So not everything is to be purchased just before when it is required. Something has to be purchased in bulk and in one time. For example, tiles. If you are not procuring all the tiles in one go, and suppose you purchase some tiles today and some tiles after 6 months, you will see whatever you do, how close they will be, they still have variations. So to avoid these variations, what the builders do, they buy complete tiling requirement of the complete project, or at least complete building to at one shot, so that there will be no variations. All tiles come in the same way. So there are many other like granite, like other things which are actually spatially visible items or decorative items they purchase in bulk. Second is the things which are regularly required every day, like cement, like concrete, like sand, etc. All those things are regular consumptions. They are need to be ordered just in time. You cannot store them in large quantity, and there is no need because you have to spend on storage. The lean also says bring the things only just in time. So we order just in time when it is required, just few days before it should arrive. Now, to to manage this, you have to order the material well in time. You have to order the material well in time. So when you order and then tell, okay, I need this material at this time, so the order is placed, it is processed, the vendor has processed it and ready to deliver, and can schedule, make arrangements of the material at the appropriate time when you need it, and supply at that time. So give some time to the vendor also to arrange it, right? Forecasting. Now to do this, you have to forecast the material required in the coming months or coming time. So if you cannot forecast, you will not be able to order in time. So you should know that how much I need in next month, and next to next month, next to next month, so that I can, according to the lead time every material required, I can place the order at the right time, so that my processing time is taken care of, and vendors arrangement of delivering the material is also taken care of. Now all these things is possible when you integrate planning and the ordering system. So you have a planning system. So you plan will tell you how much you need, and then integrate this into the system which tells you how much to order. So what is the plan? What is planning? And according to plan, what material will be required? And then you identify which material to order now. So that need integration of few of two, three things actually. Now, what is the major challenge here is that there are too many types of material. You will see, I will show you almost 500, 600, 700 type of material will be required at the construction site. Now managing 600, 700 type of different material is no easy work as such. It's right completely pretty complex. And they are doing it, but because it's complex, the efficiencies are automatically there until unless you plan it out. Second is matching with the purchasing pattern of the procurement department. The procurement department is not purchasing when you are putting the requisition. It has its own purchasing pattern. It has its own purchasing pattern. So you should be taking care of what is the purchasing pattern of the procurement department and accordingly placing the order so that it is easy for the procurement department, purchase department to place the order and ensure the material delivered on time. Right? All these complexities and challenges are there which we trying to address in that. So what we have done, we created an MRP, the Material Resource Planning Sheet. That is an Excel tool, and MS Project, which is a planning tool. So we take the planning, the consumption, forecasted consumption from MS Project, put this into Material Resource Planning, and then see which material is depleted and which material is to be ordered now. Okay, so what I will do now, I will take you to the tool and show you first like the material resource planning tool, and then I will take you to the MS project, and then I will again show you the MRP again, that how we are forecasting and how we are ordering. One minute. Okay. So look at it actually. I hope you are able to see this Excel sheet. So this is a material resource planning tool which I'm showing you, and I will show you some here. Like if you look at this, this is the material which you normally need, right? And we have clubbed them depending upon what is the type of material it is. So like RCC work, we need this material. For tiling work, we need, I think, this material. This kind of material is required in the tiling work. And so on. If you go on and on and on and on, I'm continuously going down, and you will see that the amount of material required is pretty huge as such. It's not ending actually, right? This 700, over 700 line items that are required at at the construction site at time to time, and should be managed, ordered, and got it on time. Now, this is not enough. This is only the material which as a constructing company, the builder company, or the developer company we are managing. There are vendors also. So there are many vendors who have been like given this work, and those people are also ordering the things. Okay. So they are also ordering, that material is also required. So those material, because vendors are taking care of, we are not considering here. But that is also material, and we have to watch that also to ensure that vendor is able to do the work. Besides this. Now, what we have done in this, what is required first is the estimation, right estimation. As I say, estimation is important. So if you look at this, I will take the example of tiling work. So for tiling work, this much material is normally required to lay down the tile on the floor or on the walls, the dado tiles or the floor tiles. Either it is a wall or this. These kind of material is required. Now what we did, we estimated the material required for one floor. So what figure you see here is the each floor required. So every floor required this material. So cement 94 bags. So this is a unit of measure. So cement in one floor required for tiling purpose. For tiling purpose, there is cement required for many other purpose also. For tiling purpose, 94 bags required for one floor. Okay, the Sunplex 80 numbers, Gold Star 90 bags, and Admix, this is adhesive, six canes. Then some sand, the crushed sand, M sand, metallic sand, and the crushed sand, that is 13 cubic meter, 13.6 cubic meter. Then there is a granite, which is 555 square feet. So all these things required for one floor. Now I will tell you why we are doing so. Why we are doing so? Because there are 700 line items, right? Over 700. Now, if I put these 700 line items in MS project and try to manage each, it becomes too complex. So what we did, we grouped those material. So like this is the material required for tile. I group this. This is the material required for RCC work. I group this under RCC work. This is the material which is required for plumbing purpose. Right? I club this under plumbing work. What happens because of this? How many? There are 21 line items. I made one line item out of 21 line items. So I reduce like 20 line items to be managed in MS project. If you look at here, there are, I think, almost how much? 70 line items. And so I say RCC work. And so only one resource I'm maintaining in MS project. And one resource represent 70 line items. So this will help me to simplify the planning in MS project. I will show you in MS project also. Okay. Now, so we have planned the material, club this material under tiling, and we have done estimation for each floor. Estimation for each floor. Now, this is required quantity. I will come here little later. Let me go to the MS project, right? How we are doing this. Now look at this. This is an MS project. Out of 8 building, this is only for one building. This is only for one building. Now, if you look on this, over 700 items are there, line items. It's a pretty detailed project plan. over 700 line items in the project plan is considered to be a fairly big, complex, and detailed one. Now, in this there are many resources, so I will just show you, like, this is a substructure, the under the plinth. This is superstructure above the ground, and then finishing work. This is the RCC work. This is the finishing work inside the flat, inside the galleria, etc., inside the concrete walls, right? And then other infrastructure work. So what I show you, that suppose I have divided into two parts, because we are doing in this manner, 1 to 12 floor, then 13 to 23rd floor. So if I look at this, you will see that how these are planned as such. So just to open this, this is first to third floor. I have prepare a work breakdown structure in three floor things. So first to three floor, then floor 1, then floor 2, and floor 3. Now, when this is planned, we are considering that the RCC work is already done. So what we are doing is the finishing work. Finishing work means some plumbing work, fabrication, waterproofing, plaster, the finishing plaster, okay, firefighting work, the tiling work, skirting finishing kind of. So these are finishing inside the flat, or inside the area which is connecting to the flat as such. So this is planned, and on the right hand side you can see how they are actually planned and connected to each other. You can see it's considerably, like, dependencies are pretty high and they are considerably complex in that manner. And you will see what I have opened the window is for May, June, and July. So currently we are in June. So I wanted to show this area, that what we are doing today, that we are in June. So this is how it is planned. From May it was planned like this, and this is the plan. This is a little, I think a week or 2 week old updated plan. Okay, so maybe mid May it was updated last time. This is planned, this is planned, this is planned, these things, and now this is planned right here. And this is the overall plan till July of the finishing one. There will be other work also happening, like in this, some work may be happening here also, like in the RCC work. So while you can say that the seventh, eighth, fourth, seventh, eighth, ninth floor RCC work is happening. In the same time, floor 1, 2, 3, the finishing work is happening. So I will just focus on one of the line item. I will show you that how this we are able to forecast the thing. So let's come, because we are looking at the tiling work in the let's look at the tiling work here. So before I go to the tiling work, let's look at the resource list also. What are the resource list here? Because we are largely managing the material, you will see that there are less human resources here, because most of the work is done by contractor, and contractor also we pay by measuring the work. So they are also being treated as material contractor. So you look at this, there are overall 140, I think over 140 resources. Now these 140 resources representing 700 material line items, material, raw material here in MS project. How they are representing, let's see here. With the tiling work, I will go and, like, look at this. This is tiling. MAT stand for material. Okay, so this is floor tiling material. What is the unit of measure? Is 1 floor. So in MS project, tiling material is measured as in floor, 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floor, 4 floor, something like that. Why we are doing so? Because we know how much material of tiling, raw material is required for 1 floor. So we have put the measure of the tiling material here as a floor. Okay, and the total cost of this material is mentioned here. So if in any day in any month or so, if 2 floor of material is required, I can understand how much material is required. Now, this is the line item which is actually representing the tiling material which I showed you in the MRP sheet. Now I come to the planning part, and in the planning part I will show you the tiling work, and then I show you the resources assigned to it. Now if you look at this, these are the resources assigned to the tiling work. What? The miscellaneous tile, LAB stand for labor, tiling labor and tiling material. So there is a contractor who is working on it. For that, his payments are done by through this tiling labor, and material is right. So what we have done that, for because it's a 1 floor, so we have assigned is 1 floor of material. So every floor has 1 floor of material. Very simple to assign. So this simplifies the assignment also. Otherwise, I have to calculate, and for every floor I have to allocate 20 line items, and that too of different quantity. Here I only put one line item and just say 1 floor, because it is a tiling work for 1 floor. Yet you see it has taken the cost of 1 floor. Now by assigning that, what it says, this work is happening here. So it is started on 4th of May and completing on 10th of material. This shows that the work was stopped for some reason, some external dependency. Okay, so it is showing that work is scheduled in May and June. Then the floor 2, the tiling work is starting from the 10th June, the next day, and going up to the 1st of July. And then tiling work of the floor 3 starting on 12th. There is some gap between that, and then going up to the August. Okay, there are some other dependencies. Because of that, it is not starting right next to the after the first floor. So it is waiting for 2. Okay, so this is how it is planned. Now, how will come to know that how much material will be required in May, June and July? So that is, there is a that we have customized here a little bit in the resource uses. So in the resource uses, if you see this is a resource list, exactly same in the resource sheet you see, and you see here the floor tile material. Is that? Yes. Now that planning, and whatever the planning you have changed, or whatever the current status in the planning shows that in May we are going to do half floor, in June almost going to do 1.5 floor, in July we are going to do 1.25 floor, and in August we are going to do more than 2 floors as such. Now that kind of material will be required to us. So what we will do, the only manual work, and for which we are actually working, that how this manual work can be reduced, how we can put up a program that fetch the data from MS Project and put into the Excel, or update the Excel. But right now it is manual. So what we do, we take everything from May to August, right? From here to August, let August, copy it, and copy this and paste it into MRP. So I will take you to again to the MRP. So what this figure will go over there. So we will see there. So I will again go to the MRP tool. Now I'm MRP tool. 1 minute. Are you able to see this? I'm not able to see this. You can see this Excel sheet. Let me make it bigger. You can see this Excel sheet, right?
Yes, can see it.
Okay. So now come over here. You see there is a tab here is A6 MSP in. So this is the data which is coming from MS Project, and I copy paste here. And by copy pasting here, I get this name. So this is updated a little later. So there is a variation here because the work has not happened as expected. So those changes are occurring actually. But here you will see in June, July, and August, and June, July, August, the data is almost matching, right? Because there's some changes in the May. May is past. Some changes were there, so it is not done as such. So you see, this is the requirement of floor tiling material as per the plan. This is the required material. Now this is read by MRP of MS6, and based on this it fills the data of May. So this, and then multiply with the requirement of 1.33 kind of things, or here let's say June, so it is 1.44. So if you multiply 94, sorry, if you multiply this 94, because this is one floor but requirement is of 1.44 floor, so it will multiply, you will find it 135. So what it says, you need 135 bags of cement in June and 119 cement bag in July. Similarly, it talks about that what is the requirement, like it says admix is required 8 canes in the June, and 7.5 cane in the July, 8.5 canes in the June. Similarly, if you see here, there is a wooden tile, 180 required here, 158 required here. The tile spacer 2.88 required here, 2.5 required here. Now we go further here and you see what we have done. We did initial estimates. We did initial estimate that for tiles, for this particular building, for placing tiles, how much total cement will be required. This is our original estimate for entire building. This is our original estimate and approved, you can say approved budget. This is an approved budget or approved quantity to be used in the whole project, or whole project means whole building actually. Now out of this, what we have done, we have ordered 300 and also received 300. Is it sufficient? Now the question is it sufficient? How much issued? 3 bags are already issued also. 3 bags are already issued. Is it sufficient? So how much is it remaining available in the store? 297. So in the store there are 297. Is it sufficient? We will get to know here. It says quantity to order. Quantity to order is 0 in May. That means it is sufficient for May. No quantity is required to be ordered. In June, for June also it is sufficient. In July, we are less by 82 bags. So that means before July, because cement is a little fast and it comes in a week time, you should order at least 15 days in advance to get minimum 82 bags. But you will not order 82 bags, right? I will told you that you have to match the purchase pattern of the purchase of they cannot like purchase 82 or 85. They purchase either 100, 200, 500, something like that. So this only says that you have to trigger the next sale in the mid June or by end of the June, because something is required by something is available in the July. Only 82 bags are not there. So if you order in the end of June, by mid June you will get the bags, and your work will continue, and you will need not to store this for a long time. And this is for everything, like, so gold star is only fit for May. In June you need it, you have to order it in time, and this way. So why we have put it so if you see why we have put the budgeted one, to see that we are not exceeding our budget. In some cases we may exceed our budget. In that case we know some approval is required. Now, so you see that, so if you see in the May, it is everything is coming 0. So nothing is required. So it's okay. May is already passed. In June, I think because it was updated about 2 weeks in before. So it is showing something. This is, I'm sure that they have already ordered and might have got it. probably they will be having zero in both the places by now. So it is showing. So to see that what is to be required, I can simply filter on non-zero items here. If I filter on non-zero items, I can easily figure out what are the things I have to order for the Zoom and for the, so that I can complete this and complete this. Now, what happens this way? This way, I get a fantastic method that today, when I am doing it, I know in the next 3 months. So I always forecast for next 3 months. So this by end of June, this is already updated for June, July, August. So this will be replaced by May, June, July. Instead of that, it will be June, July, August. So I have forecasted for next 3 months. And I'm sure that for June is taken care of. For July, I have to order this much. For August, I have to order this much. So I should better I place this much of order so that I am done with the July and August. And when it will deplete and I required in September, I will further order. So this whole system with one manual system, that this data we have to take it manually from MS Project and put this into this is completely coming because of the completely entire planning. If my plan changes, this quantity will also changes. For course, some problem occurred on the site and everything got delayed. So if you everything get delayed, so probably not much work will happen in June. So June may start seeming zero because there is no requirement in the June, because the work which was in the June has been postponed to July. So it's a live document, and every last week of every month we took it out. We should look at the stock, we look at the quantity to order, and will issue the purchase requisition to the purchase department. Please go ahead and start purchasing this. So we take care of the purchasing
Yeah. Vivek,
latency.
Vivek,
Yeah.
it's already 9:20.
Okay, yeah, I'm almost done actually. So we put the requisition and in time, so we take care of the time purchase the department required for purchasing. We give enough time for the vendors to arrange things and deliver, enough lead time, and nobody is in actually in hurry as such. And how do I measure the effectiveness of this? I track one matrix. I asked the purchase manager how many urgent calls you get this month. So I ask every month in the last 1 month how many urgent calls you got. When purchase manager said none of the urgent call I got, I say our system is working very well because we are planning quite well. We have the material well in time to consume. Okay, this is what overall I wanted to uh, show you. So I just trying to show that how we are actually planning and ensuring that the only one aspect that our order should be placed in time so that we get the quantity in time. Our work should not stop on the site because at least because of the material, maybe some there are 100 other reasons, but I'm not bothered about that. What I'm bothered about it that focus on material, nothing is stopped. Store always have sufficient material for the work to continue. So this is what I was having. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer.
Like there are no few pointers if you can throw some light on that. One is how to deal with the increasing market scenario related to raw material prices, and how can we maintain and control project budget.
Okay, see, market scenario, we in this that was not the objective actually. So I will talk about it, but that was not the objective of MRP. Uh, because market is quite volatile, and we normally keep this with the purchase department. So we tell purchase department that if you are seeing some vibration or some sentiments in the market that something will go up, down, you can check with us. If you check with us, we will see, you look at this, we have a forecast till December. Actually, we have a forecast of the land. We can look at the forecast, what is required, and can tell you, if you want to buy something today, how much you can buy, and whether it is okay to buy that material. So that way we can enable the purchase department as a project team on site. We do not look at the market volatility of by pricing volatility in the market actually. Yes.
Okay, Vivek, fair enough. And there is one more. How tough is communication management in construction industry or projects?
It's fairly tough actually. In fact, we are going to hold one training. We have done a few trainings actually at the site, and one more training we are going to do is basically considering the communication, collaboration, coordination, and reporting, and how, like, overall system work as one unit. Because there are too many stakeholders in the construction project. At one point of time, at least 20 to 25 vendors are working. Now these all vendors have their team there, and the 200 to 300 laborers, in fact more than 300 laborers are there on the site, almost 400 500 laborers. That kind of labor are there. Most of them are not well educated, and you can do not expect from them. So many people are there. Then their supervisors have a moderate education, then engineers, then contractors, coordinators, their engineers, contractor themselves, then our own staff. Overall there are too many stakeholders, and then the people who are not at site, who are sitting in office, the sponsor who is providing the fund but does never come on the site. He has his own concerns, right? He wants his own report. So in that manner, there are too many people, and because there are too many stakeholders, the communication is really complex. We're going to hold training, and I think one training may not be sufficient.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Vivek. Yes, with this, I would like to thank you for this insightful presentation. And I believe that who all are, no, everyone will definitely use your pointers in the projects, which concerned project managers will use the pointers that you have given. And please, it's our token of appreciation. I'll share a token of appreciation from our side to you.
Thank you very much, Rupali. Thank you very much for inviting me to share my experience and the knowledge. And I hope people might find this interesting, and maybe some understanding. If anybody has any question later also, you can contact me as such. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vivek.
And you display the PD code.
Have we shared feedback form and PDU code? No? We do have to share that one. This is the PDU code shared with all in the chat box. Yeah, thank you all for joining the session. Stay safe and good night.
Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you, Biren and Rupali, for inviting me and helping me with all your resources here to deliver this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I can exit?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you, Vivek.
Thank you.